Hello everyone, I'm Ihara. I used this emoji to let me know something's up. A viewer submitted a message for me. His name is Ziyong. Actually, I wanted to reply to him, but it seems like he's only able to send messages to friends. So I can't contact him. But he did tell me something. He wanted to share some information about the new battle report, because many players may not have started playing KVK yet. They haven't come across this new battle report yet, so they might not know what's going on. Or maybe they were in the middle of a battle, but didn't notice. Okay, let's take a quick look at this battle report. Let me give you a moment to think about where the problem lies. Why did this viewer submit this post to me? The symbol he placed here is a gold symbol, based on previous thinking before the update. This means my battle report is a good trade. But here's the problem. You see a gold symbol here. But look at the kill points here. Ratio. My kill points are only 980,000. But the opponent has 1.55 million kill points. So the opponent's loss ratio is actually higher in good trades than mine. And I also have more critical injuries than the opponent. Even if the opponent's deaths and critical injuries combined don't exceed my critical injuries. Then why did I get dominant victory? Why did I get the gold label? So I'm wondering if many players haven't noticed. Do you think you've made a good trade just because you saw the gold label? Then there might be a little conspiracy theory. Is it possible that the authorities deliberately designed this feature? To make us think our battle reports are good trades. But in reality, our battle reports are bad trades. For example, if most of the reports you receive are like this, all dominant victory and all with gold markings, wouldn't you feel like you've made a lot of good trades? And then you continue to fight. But in reality, you're making a bad trade. You spent are related to your speed up. In fact, they have more than the other party. Unaware of it. So this is a conspiracy theory I came up with. So this player said it's shown in the picture. This friend is a bad trader in both kill points and points. And it's quite serious. He was a T5, and the opponent had a lot of But the battle report still gave him a gold label plus dominant victory. These are the two things I just mentioned. It feels a bit like they're hiding something. I don't think it's very good. It just so happens that my own account is also in KVK. So I can show it to you. Okay, here's my report. There are a lot of garrisons here. Let's take a look at the field battle report. Here, total annihilation is actually quite normal. If you hit more than the opponent, you'll get a better report. So you get total annihilation. Now, let's look for dominant victory. My dominant victory numbers here are all relatively normal. It just means I inflicted more damage on the opponent. The kill points I get from good trades are generally higher. You can take a quick look and see that they're both better than the other side. Isn't that right? So dominant victory is perfectly normal. This is perfectly normal. Total annihilation is also perfectly normal. It's simply several times greater than the other party. As for my bad trade reports, most of them are like this. It will just tell me how many kill points I've gained. The same applies to bad trade reports. Did he just tell me how many kill points I've gained? Or how many consecutive battles I've fought? It's not like what that player shared. Regarding the dominant victory situation, my report was a bad trade. I originally wanted to make a final decision and stamp it on the board. I wondered if there was a bug in his report or something. When I reported this to customer service on his behalf, I just realized my last report. I also achieved dominant victory and received the gold mark. Did you see that? But if you click on the combat data, you'll see the problem. Actually, my report is for bad trades. My critical injuries were even higher than the other teams. And the kill points I got from good trades were even lower than the other teams. But I'm dominant victory gold mark. So this isn't actually a bug. If a player shows this, it could be a report error. But if it also shows up here, it means it's not a bug. It's possible that this problem actually exists. So I'm thinking, how does it measure this dominant victory? How is it calculated? Perhaps after 30,000 serious injuries, it will be calculated as dominant victory. Regardless of whether you're dipping into water is good trade or bad trade based on the percentage of serious injury. Of course, their announcement also states so we can't really say anything. For example, look at this. This also has 40,000 kill points. And this also has a dominant victory. Of course, my kill ratio is a good trade. But look here. My kill point ratio here is also a good trade, but it doesn't say dominant victory. It says dominant victory again here. And my kill ratio is also a good trade, close to 30,000. So I think the calculation method for dominant victory is, as long as you exceed 35,000, it might be 35,000. So the calculation method is a little different from what we've seen before. You might be really confused. You might think that having this gold mark means good. That's not the case. Sometimes, a gold badge can be a bad sign. A gold badge simply means you've killed more troops. So I think this is also the developer's idea. I think you shouldn't look at kill ratios anymore to determine whether you're doing a good or bad trade. Instead, you need to kill more enemies. You can only get these gold marks. For a ranged player like me, his damage is very low, only 6,000. So you don't deserve dominant victory. You don't deserve the gold mark. So the current metric is based on how much damage you dealt to the opponent. Instead of your kill ratio, good trade is calculated based on how many units were lost. As for how to calculate total annihilation, from my perspective, it should be over 100,000. If a Nusky like me actually kills 100,000 seriously injured enemy troops, then there's total annihilation. Dominant victory is still around 70,000. Dominant victory. But do you think the developer is hiding something? Not really. Because it was mentioned in the previous update announcement. Optimizing the evaluation function for merged battle reports. The battle report is based on our kill points in battle. The number of units critically injured is evaluated. Did you see this sentence? It doesn't care whether your kill point ratio is a good trade or a bad trade. So if you're really concerned about whether my kill ratio is a good trade or a bad trade, you'll really have to check your report every time you fight. Otherwise, wait until KVK is over. Won't that factor into your critical wound healing? You can calculate it that way. Strictly speaking, based on the official announcement. Also, based on the information we're reporting now. Comparatively, the developer didn't actually say anything was hidden. Because the announcement clearly stated it. It just depends on how much we understand. Like what I explained in the video today. Perhaps you can understand it more clearly. How is the current report evaluated? I don't know if this video has helped you. You might think this is deception. The developer is deceiving us. Okay, let's discuss something. Why do the official authorities want to change this report in the first place? It's because too many players care about reports. Why do players care about reports? When you see a good trait in your battle report, you know your resource consumption won't be as high if you speed up. This is also to reduce the friction. Then I don't think the possibility of a reduction is that great. Because if the player is already used to me pulling and shoving, I know pulling and shoving is a good trait. My battle report is a good trait if I fight from behind. I'll still use my original method. And he just said, as long as you inflict critical damage on the enemy, you'll get a certain amount of damage. As I just mentioned, it might be 35,000 to get the dominant victory report. Your kill ratio is still a good trait, so even if you adjust your report, it'll still be the gold standard. That doesn't really change the situation much. You're just making it look like you're a good trader to some players with bad trades. But in reality, you don't have a good trade. You're just reaching kill points. So this is just for those players, maybe you're a tank. But if you inflict heavy damage on many enemies, it gives you some comfort, right? To be honest, it doesn't really help those players at all. If you truly want to comfort these players, encourage them to charge, stop the stalemate, and reduce the stalemate problem. A better approach would actually be and potentially get better feedback from some tank players. More resources or speed up rewards. This will also reduce player recovery time. They won't have to spend so much time slowly recovering their speed up resources. Because I think this reporting method is just a deception. People who actually care about reports, they still click on the report and come in to take a look. Am I a good trader or a bad trader? He still tries to pull the strings. I will still fight in my own way. But my final conclusion remains the same. Developer, there's no deception. The official announcement isn't deceptive either. It's just that the way we view reports now is different from before. So you can no longer use the old battle report method to judge whether you're a good trader or a bad trader. You can only pay attention to it yourself. So, the problem with reporting is roughly this. I hope this video clears up everyone's confusion. If you're a player who pays special attention to reporting, you should pay special attention to this. If there are any omissions or errors, feel free to add to my thoughts in the comments section. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. See you in the next video.